What's up, everybody? Today we're diving into the top 10 things you should never do in the USA. Whether you're visiting or living here, these are mistakes that can get you in real trouble, or just make everyone around you cringe. We're talking about social customs, unwritten rules, and things that could even get you fined. Have you ever seen a tourist make a huge mistake? Drop your story in the comments. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Never skip tipping your server at a restaurant. Tipping isn't just a nice gesture. It's a fundamental part of dining out in the United States. When you sit down for a meal, you're not just paying for the food, you're also paying for the service. And that's where tipping comes in. In the US, tipping isn't optional. It's how service staff make a living. Unlike in some other countries where service charges are included, here, tips are expected and make up a significant portion of a server's income. Many restaurants pay their servers a base wage that's far below the standard minimum wage, assuming that tips will make up the difference. Most servers earn a very low wage, so tips are essential. Without tips, many service workers would struggle to pay their bills or support their families. It's not just about extra cash, it's about making ends meet. The standard tip is 15–20% of your pre-tax bill. If you received good service, aim for the higher end. If the service was truly exceptional, feel free to tip even more. Remember, tipping less than 15% is only acceptable if the service was genuinely poor. And even then, it's rare to leave nothing at all. If you leave nothing, it's seen as incredibly rude. People might even call you out. Not tipping can embarrass your dining companions and leave a bad impression on everyone around you. It's a social expectation, and skipping it can make things awkward for everyone involved. This rule applies to bartenders, taxi drivers, hotel staff, and delivery drivers too. Basically, anyone providing a personal service in the US is likely relying on tips. So whether you're grabbing a drink, taking a cab, or having food delivered, always remember to tip. Think of the menu price as just part of the cost. The tip is expected. When you budget for eating out, always factor in the tip as part of your total expense. It's not an extra, it's part of the experience. Use your phone calculator if you need to, but don't just sign and walk away. Taking a few seconds to calculate the right tip shows respect for your server's hard work. If you're unsure, there are even apps and charts to help you figure out the right amount. Forgetting to tip can ruin your experience and theirs. Servers remember who tips and who doesn't, and it can affect the atmosphere if you return. Plus, it's just the right thing to do. Show your appreciation, avoid awkwardness, and always leave a tip. A simple thank you and a fair tip go a long way in making someone's day better. It's a small gesture that means a lot. Trust me, it's the #1 rule for a reason. Don't be that person. Tipping is more than a custom. It's a sign of respect and gratitude for the people who work hard to make your experience enjoyable. So next time you dine out or use a service, remember, always tip and tip well. Number 2, never start talking politics with strangers. In the US, politics is deeply personal and can turn friendly chats into heated arguments instantly. What's casual conversation elsewhere is a social minefield here. Americans usually only discuss politics with close friends or family. With strangers, it's a huge risk and can make things awkward fast. Instead, stick to safe topics: sports, movies, food, or the weather. Save political debates for people you know well. Keep the peace and avoid the topic altogether. You'll make more friends and avoid unnecessary drama. Trust me, it's not worth the gamble. Number 3, never cut in line. In America, waiting your turn is sacred. The line is about fairness. Everyone waits, no matter who you are. Cutting in line is seen as disrespectful and selfish. If you try it, expect dirty looks or someone calling you out, loudly. Even if you're in a hurry, don't do it. If you're unsure where the line starts, just ask. People appreciate when you respect the system. Whether it's a coffee shop or a theme park, always wait your turn. Breaking this rule is a fast way to make enemies. Don't be that person, just line up. Simple as that. Number 4, don't assume Americans know your country or customs. The US is diverse, but many people have limited knowledge of global geography. If someone asks where you're from, don't take offense, just explain. Use it as a chance to share something interesting about your home. Also, be aware that what's normal in your culture might be unusual or even rude here. For example, asking about age or salary is considered very personal. Be patient, open-minded, and ready to explain. Share, don't judge, and you'll have better interactions. Be a good ambassador for your country. Number 5. Respect personal space. Americans value an invisible bubble around them, about an arm's length. Standing too close makes people uncomfortable. They'll back away. This applies everywhere. In lines, on public transport, in conversation. Don't sit right next to someone on an empty bus. Physical contact is limited. Handshakes are standard. Hugs are for friends. If you're from a culture where people stand closer, pay attention to local cues. If someone steps back, you're too close. Respect the bubble and you'll fit in much better. It's a small thing, but it matters a lot. Give people space. Number 6. Don't use the metric system. Seriously, if you want to blend in and avoid a lot of puzzled looks, stick to what Americans use. The US is one of the few countries that hasn't adopted the metric system, and people here are used to their own way of measuring things. The US uses miles for distance, pounds for weight, and Fahrenheit for temperature. So forget about kilometers, kilos, or Celsius for now. Those just aren't part of daily life here. If you say 100 kilometers per hour, most people won't know what you mean. You might even get a few blank stares or have to explain yourself, which can get awkward fast. Road signs, recipes, and weather reports are all in the imperial system. Even simple things like buying groceries or checking the weather will be in miles, pounds, and Fahrenheit. Learn the basics. A mile is about 1.6 kilometers, so if you see a sign for 60 miles, that's roughly 100 kilometers. A pound is about 0.45 kilos, and 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 degrees Celsius. These are the conversions you'll use most often, so it's worth memorizing them. If you get stuck, don't worry. There are plenty of free conversion apps that can help you out in a pinch. Just pull out your phone and you'll have the answer in seconds. Trying to use metric in conversation will just confuse people. Most Americans simply aren't used to thinking in those terms, so you'll end up having to translate everything. Adapt to the local system for a smoother experience. You'll find it much easier to get around, follow directions, and connect with people if you use the same measurements they do. Before your trip, get familiar with the main conversions. Maybe jot them down or keep a cheat sheet handy, especially if you're traveling a lot. It's weird, but it's the American way. There's a certain charm to it, and it's just part of the culture here. Don't fight it, just go with it. Embrace the quirks, and you'll have a much better time. You'll save yourself a lot of blank stares, awkward explanations, and maybe even make a few new friends by showing you're willing to adapt. Trust me on this one. When in America, do as the Americans do, and that means miles, pounds, and Fahrenheit all the way. Number 7. Never joke about guns, bombs, or violence, especially in public places. In America, these topics are not just taboo, they're considered extremely dangerous, and even mentioning them in a lighthearted way can have serious consequences. What might seem like a harmless joke in another country can be interpreted as a real threat here, and people around you may react with alarm or even fear. In the US, this is taken extremely seriously, especially at airports, schools, or government buildings. Security is tight, and authorities are always on high alert for any sign of danger. Even a passing comment can trigger a full-scale response, with security personnel trained to act quickly and decisively. Even a joke can get you detained, questioned, or even arrested. Law enforcement doesn't take chances when it comes to public safety, and they will always err on the side of caution. You could find yourself in a very uncomfortable situation, facing hours of questioning or even legal charges, all because of a careless remark. Gun culture is a sensitive, emotional topic here. The debate over gun rights and gun control is deeply rooted in American society, and emotions often run high. For many, guns are tied to personal identity, safety, and freedom, while for others, they represent danger and tragedy. This makes any joke or offhand comment about guns especially risky. There's zero tolerance for jokes or threats, even online. Social media posts, texts, or even private messages can be flagged and investigated. Digital footprints are taken seriously, and authorities monitor for any sign of potential violence or threats, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Law enforcement investigates every potential threat. Agencies like the FBI and local police work together to assess and respond to any report, no matter the source. They follow up on tips, review evidence, and sometimes even involve federal authorities if the situation seems serious enough. You could face real consequences for what you think is harmless humor. Legal trouble, a criminal record, or even being banned from certain places can result from a single bad joke. The stress and embarrassment of being investigated or prosecuted is simply not worth the risk. Don't risk it. Just avoid the topic entirely. If you're unsure whether something is appropriate, it's always better to stay silent. Remember, your words can be misunderstood, and the consequences can be far-reaching. If you see something suspicious, report it. Americans are encouraged to speak up if they notice anything unusual, and authorities rely on the public to help keep everyone safe. Taking threats seriously is part of the culture here. Keep your jokes and conversations safe. There are plenty of other topics to laugh about that won't get you into trouble. Enjoy your time, connect with others, and respect the boundaries that exist for everyone's safety. This is one rule you absolutely cannot break. It's not just about following the law, it's about respecting the seriousness of the issue and the people around you. Stay smart and stay out of trouble. By being aware and respectful, you'll have a much safer and more enjoyable experience in America. Number 8. Don't litter. Americans take pride in keeping public spaces clean. There are trash cans and recycling bins everywhere. Use them. If you can't find one, hold on to your trash until you do. Littering is not just rude, it's illegal and can get you a hefty fine. Signs like "Don't mess with Texas" aren't jokes. Leaving trash behind is seen as disrespectful to the community and environment. Help keep America beautiful. Dispose of your trash properly. It's one of the easiest ways to be a good visitor. Respect the rules, save your money, and keep things clean. Simple as that. Number 9. Don't be late. Punctuality is a big deal in the US. Being on time shows respect. For business or appointments, arrive 5 to 10 minutes early. With friends, being more than 10 minutes late without notice is still rude. If you're running late, always let people know. Silence is seen as disrespectful. Plan ahead, check traffic, and give yourself extra time. Being punctual makes a great first impression. It shows you're reliable and considerate. Don't start off on the wrong foot by showing up late. Respect people's time and they'll respect you. It's an easy way to fit in. Don't be the one everyone's waiting for. Number 10. Always say please and thank you. These words are essential in American daily life. Use them when ordering, asking for help, or just interacting with others. Forgetting them makes you seem rude and demanding. Politeness is expected, especially in service situations. A simple hello or excuse me goes a long way too. Respond to "How are you?" with a quick "I'm good, thank you." These small courtesies make every interaction smoother. Make it a habit, and you'll be welcomed everywhere. It's the American way, don't skip it. That's a wrap! You made it through all 10 things you should never do in the USA. What did I miss? Share your stories or culture shocks in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe for more. We've got more wild videos coming your way. See you in the next one.